exciting. And I'm so pleased to have a guest today with me, and that is the amazing Allie Mooney. Allie is a well-renowned world speaker who lives in Auckland, and she is joining us today to really help us navigate this lockdown, to really talk about, cabin fever. For many of you, I think it is day 6 or 7. I'm not actually sure. For me, it's day 14. And maybe I'm fortunate, I don't know, or maybe it's unfortunate, particularly as an extrovert, but I am in self-isolation all by myself. So I've got no cabin fever with other people rubbing against me or annoying me or, anything like that. But if you've been locked down in a house for a week with your partner, with your kids, I bet there's some personality clashes starting to happen. So I thought Allie would be great to come and talk to us about those personality profiling, what it is that you can do to understand others. So welcome, Allie.
Thank you, Karen. Thank
Welcome,
you for
Allie.
this opportunity. I'm really looking forward to just... Thank you. Can you hear me? Yes?
Yep, we're all good.
Karen's
yes.
the techno-savvy one.
So,
can you hear me? Oh, good. It's a...
yes, we're all good.
It's a pleasure to be here. Now, we've got 2 extroverts here today, so this is going to be a lot of fun. I think there's still a lot of people just breathing right now, Karen, not even getting cabin fever, but the personalities will definitely show themselves as the time goes on, because there are already some that have got cabin fever, and those are the ones that really want to get things done quickly and achieve. So I would say all I'm coming to do today is to bring you some insight to a pattern that might be there, that you might be more astute to who you have around you, so that in the times ahead when people are having cabin fever and they're feeling the stresses and strain of the dynamics of who they have around them, what we could maybe do for them. So that's why I'm here today.
Great. So, Allie, it would be great if you could help people to understand.
Talk about the 4.
Absolutely. Shall I show this? I will see if we can show this slide. This is new technology for me too. So maybe in the chat, we've got Stacey from my office, my wonderful superstar, who's actually going to put all the slides that we've got in the chat, just so people know, because we're all like playing with new technology. But I believe I can show, there we go. There are these 16 words.
Okay.
Oh, no, there's not 16. There's, I can't count, 12.
There's only 3 in each quadrant. So before we start those speaking to those quadrants, Karen, just can I say that we are born with a personality, and this is why you have the dynamics in your family, your home, your flatmates. We all come pre-packaged with this particular frame of reference. So we can't choose our personality. It's in our DNA. So for today, we need to identify who we are. We'll start with us, because my mentor Florence Littau said we must first know ourselves. Socrates said, know thyself. So if we know who we are, then we can know how we can rub people up the wrong way as well. And that's the thing that I find interesting. But also who you have around you. So with Karen putting up that first slide, let's just have a little bit of fun today for those that are viewing, and have a look at the 3 descriptive words. There's different colors there, but it's in each quadrant. And I want you to just sit for a minute and look at those 3 words and think about which is the quadrant that best describes you. So we have in front of us the top left, enthusiastic talk of fun, funny. The bottom left is that easygoing, diplomatic, that easygoing, impatient type person. The top right is the assertive, decisive, productive type. And the below right is the thoughtful, detailed, and tidy. So just for a moment, and some of you might be thinking, oh, God, I'm just a bit of everything. Well, I'm going to talk to that shortly, but just look at the one that really describes you. Because I'm a bit of some others, but I just look, what am I mostly? And for me, I'm mostly the top left. So Have you got that sussed? And all I want you to do is think about that, because as we go to the next slide, I want you to remember which quadrant. Are you top left? Are you bottom left? Are you top right or bottom right? So if you get that, Karen, have you got yours? Are you there, Karen?
Yep,
Can you see what you
definitely. And
are?
you might want to write in the,
Okay.
yes, you might want to write it in the
Sorry,
chat
what was
of
that?
which quadrant you're in. So people might want to write
Oh,
it in
that's
the
a good
chat. I
idea.
think we've got a bit of a delay. Yeah. So let me
We
show you the
do.
next
I
slide.
wonder how
You
that's
ready?
happening out there. Yes. Okay. So you've got your
Okay.
quadrant. Okay. Now the next slide describes who we are. Oh, we'll put a language around it. It's not actually describing who we are, but they're really good descriptions. So let me look at that slide. So is the slide up there, Karen?
It is now.
Good. So the top left we would describe as these ones we call the playfuls. They are parties waiting to happen. They have got straight online. They're creating all these little groups, social groups. Yeah, Karen, you're doing that really well. And so these people just, their desire in life is to have fun. I want to talk to you first about your strength. You are relationally strong, and you need to step one, you need to. I'm not going to tell anybody what to do today, but we have a propensity and we have a strength that we can step up and encourage. So my suggestion to you today is, if you really feel that you're the playful, desire to have fun, you can bring life into lifeless situations. So when the heat comes on, you will always look for the sunshine. You'll look for you'll just look for the things that are all positive around you. That's what you're really good at. So these people talk a lot, and sometimes they're going to make other people's ears bleed at this time, especially in lockdown, because we have to speak out what we think. And that's the difficulty, because not everybody wants to hear our verbal, as you say, diarrhea, because we do. We just chat. And so we might have in our lives right now in lockdowns not like that. So how do I serve him or her better than I am? Being aware will make me help them more. So that's the top left. Now, the bottom right. So let's go diagonally across, because usually if you are locked down with your significant other, you usually have that person in your life. And these are the precises. They are procedurally strong. They think before they speak. Their desire is to get things done perfectly. So the tasks that they're probably starting to kick into, they'll have a list an arm long, and they will complete each task as they go through. Now, Karen, you and I could have the propensity to have our lists, but we possibly wouldn't, we'll go everywhere around those lists. Whatever feels fun with it, we'll stick with it. So this is the difference between a playful and a precise. The precise are more thoughtful. They think before they speak. And when they say something, it's worthy of hearing because they've thought a lot about how they were going to say that. So these is to get it done right. So if you've got one of these in your life, we really need to try and cooperate more when we do things, and trying to do it as well as we can. See, I can't even fill a dishwasher properly because I have a precise in my life and I'm a playful. And as long as those dishes get out of sight and thrown in the dishwasher, it's good enough for me. But for a precise, it's not good enough. They'll probably reset the dishwasher, if you can hear what I'm saying. Playfuls, their strength is they're relationally strong. The precise strength is getting it procedurally strong, doing it right, and having a sense of order. They really want to get things done perfectly. Now let's swing across to the bottom left. These are our easygoing diplomatic patient types. And these are our steady, they don't live in highs and lows. They haven't even gotten anywhere near cabin, enjoying going with the flow. And they'll be happy to be told what to do. If it's lockdown, they'll do that well. So we need to be mindful of these people. They're not in a hurry. They know we're in the long haul, And so they'll be doing that really well. They are internally strong. And what I have found about these people, we need these in our lives because when we're in it for the long haul, these people keep us buoyant because they're not unflappable. And they don't have to be in your face. They can pull away, they can rest, they work, but they just ebb and flow, and they don't get caught up in conflict. They don't like conflict. So it's good to have one of those in your life, even if you have to go online looking for that person. I've got plenty of them in my life and I love them. Now, top right is our powerful. Now, this powerful person is the do it type. Now, I would suggest that they probably are getting a little bit titchy now because cabin fever will probably hit them the hardest first because there's no one like them to get the task done. They are just movers and shakers. They've already done their to-do list. Now they're thinking about new innovative ways to how to rejig this whole future. And so we need these people because they're quite visionary. So they want to take charge. That's the thing that we need to remember about these ones. They want to take charge, but there's no one like them to get the jobs done. They will really do that well. So those are the 4 types. Now we can be blends. So let's talk to that blend at this point. You can be a blend of playful, peaceful. And these ones are very, very relational. They just love people. Task is not important to them. You can be a playful, powerful, and I'm suggesting that Karen is probably that. She loves people, she loves to have fun, but oh my goodness, there's no one like her to get things done. So she thinks like this, everybody. So if you're dealing with her as an educator, Karen thinks like this: do things my way and you'll have fun. If you don't, you won't. Oh no, I'm not that hard on you, Karen, because you are fun. So these people are both task and relational. It's good to have both because things get done, but also they have fun as they do it. Now, for the people that are powerful, precise, they are very task focused. They have kicked in to doing what needs to be done very quickly, and they are going to pace themselves. They're going to do it right. They'll get it done perfectly. They'll only have to do it once. But these people, relationships, they have to work a lot harder than most, only because they're focused on tasks. They're very productive. So if they've got people that are playful, peacefuls in their lives, they're actually going to have to work a little harder in terms of getting close and engaging. Of course, we love our families, but when you're so task focused, you're not happy until the jobs are done. So to sit down at night and leave the dishes out on the sink would upset a precise. They'll have fun and they love fun, but the jobs get done first. That's insightful for me. And if you are a peaceful, precise, peaceful, you're very low key. You like to get things, you've got tasks. Now, my husband is a precise, peaceful, and he has precise in certain places, in the garage, in his office. In the bedroom, he doesn't mind throwing his t-shirt on the chair and leaving it there, but he has places where he likes order. So that's kind of the blend of that. I want to talk to you about the playful. If you think you're a playful, precise blend, that's a learned behavior. You can't be born that way. There'll be discussion over that, but I don't think that you can be born that way. I think you learn it. So if you're a playful and you've had a parent that is a precise, of course you're going to learn precise traits. If you're a playful and you've been criticized, of course you'll become the precise in many ways. Playfuls hate criticism. And so for them, if a precise is correcting them all the time, they wilt under that and they flatline. And so we'll do whatever it takes to toe the party line. So that blend, if you feel that you've got this tension there, let's move forward and we'll probably help you see, what am I really? Are they the people in my life that's influenced me? Look, I've been married 50 years. So I know that my husband that's a precise, peaceful has influenced me that way. And so we learn it, we pick up traits, and those are good things. What you also can't be born with is powerful, peaceful. There's a tension. The tension is the powerful want to get things done now, and the peaceful's relaxed, cruisy, and now is not important to them. Tomorrow's another day. So can you see that tension? Powerfuls are natural born leaders, peacefuls are the reluctant leader. But I want to add something right now. Peacefuls are brilliant leaders because they collaborate, they gather up, they don't feel threatened by people that are smarter than them. So we can learn things, but if I said to a peaceful, look, I'd love you to do this task for me, they would step up and they would blow you out of the water. Brilliant. So those are the 4 types. I hope you're getting a handle on this and thinking, yeah, I'm a bit of that and I'm a bit of that. What do you think, Karen? She's probably
Absolutely. I
Yes.
definitely am that powerful, peaceful, so powerful, playful, sorry. And my husband
Yeah.
is probably more of the peaceful, precise. So maybe we attract those opposites. And yeah, so, and one of my best friends, we're both playful, but she's peaceful and I'm powerful. So that's why we have a precise person in my office to do the jobs that I need. So yeah, surrounding yourself with those people is important.
It's wonderful to have. Yeah, it's wonderful to have other people in our lives because it helps, like around the house, how we work is different. Playfuls work fast, erratic, not always finishing well. Powerfuls work hard. Precises work accurately and peacefuls work constantly. Now, look, that would diffuse so much if we just thought about that. Because, if you're a powerful and you've got a child that's a peaceful, they are going to bring some irritation for you because your time frame as a powerful is now, but it's not in the peacefuls. And so understanding that, the playful being energetic, the powerful being purposeful, the precise being ordered, and the peaceful being calm, we come from a different propensity. And if we could just get a handle on this and then possibly move toward them the way they need to be moved towards. Because this is not about, Karen, this is not about categorization. I'd hate anybody to just get offline and thought, no, you're not going to put me in a box. That's not the intent. The intent is, what can I do for you? How do I fill your tank? Because we've got these tanks, everybody, the emotional tanks. They need to be filled. And this is going to be a short test in our communities, whether it be just in our home or out there. A short test about, is my tank empty today? Am I running on empty? And if we could communicate that. And so I think this is a great tool to help us.
Allie, I'd be interested in what are some of the fears? So what do different personality types, not putting them in a box, but if we were to talk about what are some of those fears that each of these types have, particularly maybe in this lockdown?
Okay, well, the natural fears of all the personalities, we all have fears. Some hide them more than others. So the natural fears would be that playfuls, their greatest fear is being ignored, socially ignored. That just or boredom. Already I've heard from a couple of friends that are playfuls, I'm bored, bored. So that's for them a fear. Now the precise, their greatest fear is errors, making public mistake. They just find that overwhelming. That's their greatest fear. The peacefuls is being left holding the bag. This is like dealing with some conflict. That's what they fear the most. And powerfuls, they have their greatest fear of not being able to work, like sickness. This is hard for them. Being made redundant would be such a huge thing for a powerful because they are wired to produce, and so that could be their fears. Now, how do we express them? Playfuls, it's always in the drama. Well, when a playful's fearful, I'm fearful, they're squealing and yelling, and they have to express it because they talk it out. Now, a precise doesn't express their fear. They internalize it. They're constantly walking around muttering under their voices. Okay, I just don't know what's going to do there. They mutter. The peacefuls, they have a fear of, the only way I can tell a peaceful being fearful is probably the physicality. They could have, when they're truly fearful, sweat buds underneath their nose or trembling. It takes on a physical thing for them. They can hold it and they contain it well. but they can actually express fear if they're truly fearful. And powerfuls, they'll never show that they're fearful, they hardly ever, but how they'll show it is they'll redirect it to anger. They'll have these outbursts. Now, the interesting thing about powerfuls when they're fearful, they'll have this outburst, but it's all over, and they leave everybody in this field of dust after the storm, and they turn around 10 minutes later and wonder why everybody's sort of bent over and shattered by it. And so knowing this will really help us. Playful and powerfuls get rid of their anger very quickly. Peacefuls and precises, they take it in and internalize it. And they're sometimes like a time bomb. They might go 6 weeks of just being calm, and then all of a sudden, there'll be this outburst perhaps. Does that help?
Yeah, wow. So, and this is, I think, really important when we've got children at home too, and seeing how children are reacting to this lockdown as well. So, what are some of those stress busters? What can you do to be able to make sure that each of these personality types, we can lower the stress a little bit for them?
Yeah, sure. That's really a great idea, Karen. Um, okay, I can't hear. Anyway, can you hear me, Karen?
Yep.
Can you hear?
Absolutely.
Yes, good. So identifying stress. When the playful is going online incessantly, eating far too much because we're emotional eaters, and if we're under stress, we'll shove it in our face, whereas a precise would never. They'd think about what goes into their body. It's the temple, and they think more about it. But playfuls, they're emotional eaters. So social media, too much of it can be something that you can pick up the triggers. For the powerful, physical exertion, I sit here and I can look out on my main street here, and I am seeing runners pounding the streets, and I can identify the personality. The powerful's got a backpack on themselves. They're turning around to their family, telling them to hurry up, come on, get going. They want people to go to their beat of their drum, as it were. Precises can internalize. They can pull away. That's how to identify. And they need that time. We just need them to breathe, and we just need them to go into themselves, and don't try to jolly them up. It doesn't work. But what I would suggest, if you've got children especially, the communication we need to be very mindful with precise children is what we're saying, not causing anxiety by fear, but trying to draw out of them what they are feeling. Never ask a precise child something wrong, or even your partner something wrong. They expect you to hone into that. They've told you 100 times anyway. But for a precise child, don't expose them to the television that's causing a lot of concerns, because this overwhelms a child. They won't sleep at night, and they will worry. They have the greatest propensity to worry. And peacefuls, I love peacefuls, and you can identify them. Too much of this. Hide from it, watch TV and eat. Now, we all need stress busters, and yes, for the peaceful, they do need nothing time. I've walked into the house and my husband's looking at the ceiling. Now, why would you want to be looking at the ceiling? What are you doing, sweetheart? Nothing. I've just done all my jobs, and I'm sitting here and I'm doing nothing. I love it. I'm glad I know that, because I would have hurried him off the chair and said, come on, there's other things to do. But I'm allowing him to have this space. He's loving me being online right now. Yeah, we like to do that sometimes, Karen. He loves it that I'm in here because I'm leaving him for a little while on his own. Yes, but they love to read and they love to watch TV, and they don't mind eating as well, eating anything. So you should have seen my husband's shopping list, or what he picked up at the shops as well. It's all TV snacky things that's going to go in the mouth as he watches. So who knows? And for the powerful, identifying stress is actually just these outbursts. Okay, stress busters. Give playfuls fun. And you're probably thinking, oh, for goodness sake, they have an ego so large. Why would I give them fun? Too much fun. I think if we can do this in spurts, because we do that's our injection. That's our, it brings us to our happy place. It aligns us. It keeps us on the equilibrium. So a little bit of fun. I get fun. I love all these funny things that are coming through. I just love them because through the Facebook and everything else, they're just great little images, and I can have a little bit of a laugh. We need laugh. So for the precise, um, they need alone time. Let them go up in the garden shed and sit there. Let them journal. Let them read. Let them get their podcasts. Oh my goodness, they're just in their happy place right now. But you know what? We are in families. We are together, and sometimes we only should do this in spurts, not all the time. Because if I see my husband sitting on the couch all day, listening to what he wants to do all day, that's when I start to get reactive. The powerfuls give them a project. Suggest, oh look, honey, that fence. I do reckon we could start painting that fence possibly, or give them a task, and that will de-stress them because they want they want to do that. They want projects. Have I missed anyone? We flatline very quickly when there's no fun for the playful. We flatline very quickly when life is not perfect for the precise. We flatline so quickly when life is not, when it's full of chaos and conflict for the peaceful. And we flatline really straight, and we can get depressed if life is out of control for the powerful. Golly, if we just took all of that understanding and thought, and Karen, if I could help you with the notes on this, I could write up some notes and give them to your listeners, because this is something that we're in for the long haul. And but all I've done is exposed who we are, but my key learning is what we've got next in that slide. And I wonder if you could put that slide up, please.
Absolutely. So here we go.
So for the listeners, we all have wants and we all have needs. Do you know what? We can live without wants. I want fun, but I can live without it. Powerfuls want to take charge. They can live without that. Precises, they can live without perfection. It's hard for them, but they can do it. And peacefuls can live without conflict. They can live in conflict. They can live in conflict. However, the needs, and that's your emotional tank, the needs that we have never change. And this is where you get your insight as to who you are. Some of you might be thinking, oh, I'm all four actually. I can flick everywhere. Could I suggest that's probably the peaceful, because they are the ones that can adapt most better than any other type. But if you look at this that we've got up on the screen now, oh, yeah, that's my great statement. Treat others as they want to be treated, not as you do. I love that. The good book says, do unto others as you would have them do to you. But I would go further, because treat others as they want to be treated. And that's so helpful. For a long time in my marriage, I was giving my husband what I thought I needed, but that's not the case. So if we put the next slide up, this is our key learning. And if you just took this away today, I promise you, you can create in scenarios around this for each of those that we're locked down with. So, playfuls, they get out of bed for this: attention, affection, approval, and acceptance. Honestly, it's oxygen for them. Now, for the precise, they want sensitivity, space, silence, and support. It's different. They like the quiet. They love to reflect. And they don't mind correcting you when you have said something that's not quite right. I'm always being corrected because, I'm prone to exaggeration. And so my husband would love to tell me that, hey, that's not right. That's not right. And he kills my stories. I love telling stories, but he can kill my story by just interjecting and saying, hey, no, that's not right. That's not correct. Do you get that, Karen? The
Absolutely.
peaceful, all they want to do, good. The peaceful, all they want is respect, value, and harmony. Do you know what? The peacefuls are the strongest people on the planet internally. You can't tell them to do something if they don't want to do it. They'll smile, and they're the nicest people on the block. They'll go, yes, okay, but inside they're sitting down. So I call them a hidden will of iron. So, just respecting them for who they are. And, their cry is to say, look, just respect me for who I am. They want to be known for being a human being. And the difference is the powerfuls, they want to be known as the human machine. They're the doers. Powerfuls are doers, playfuls are talkers, precises are thinkers, and the peacefuls are the observers. So when you look at that, the powerful, they want credit, appreciation for all that they do, and they demand loyalty. Now, if they get a sniffer that you are mutinizing, and if you're being toey about what they want, look out. You only get one chance and one chance only with these ones, and or else you're out for life. So just be careful for those that are married to powerfuls. Treat it lightly, and give them what they need. They just long for credit and appreciation. They want to be noticed. They rise in emergencies. They speak clarity. They can, oh my goodness, they see the big picture, and already they're starting to use that New Zealand number 8 wire, already thinking about, okay, what's going to be norm in the future? We need everybody. We need all types. No one's better, just different.
That's wonderful, Allie. Thank you so much. There's so much information, and reading the chat feed, people are saying, yes, please, if you can share an article that you've got about this. Allie also has a book, which I highly recommend, called Pressing the Right Buttons, and we'll put that in the chat feed. Oh, here she's got it. Good. Oh, pressing the right buttons. So it really just helps you to understand these styles a little more. And so if you're experiencing this cabin fever right now, if you are having challenges trying to understand why some of your children are pulling away, or they're really close and they just want to do things with you all the time, then perhaps these ideas will really help. So I'd like to thank you, Allie, for being brave enough to try some new technology, because we're all like giving it a go at the moment, which is very exciting. And thank you for your wisdom and your incredible generosity with what you do to help people, particularly right now. Now, I have a quick question. Is your book available in an ebook?
I think it is on Amazon. You know me, I'm not. Oops. I think it is on Amazon. I have to check that one out, Karen. I'll let you know.
Okay, we'll put some links down below when we find out. So, yep. So we'll find out and put the links below. Thank you so much, Allie, for your time and your generosity. And I want to let the listeners know, welcome, that next week I've lined up an amazing woman, Jodie Richardson from Australia, and she's going to be talking. She's a real specialist in lowering anxiety, and so if you are feeling a bit anxious at this time, which I know many are, she's going to really talk about that. So that will be Tuesday at 11 o'clock New Zealand time, and so you can beam in then. I will post all the information so you know. So she is a superstar on this whole anxiety. So I'm looking forward to sharing her knowledge with you as well. So please, everybody, be safe, be well, and stay home, and look after yourselves and your family. Thank you so much.
I so